Hello classmates, this is Tina Gote, my due process discussion post. For scenario 1, student Sean Dunn and Bill, both guitar players in a high school band, played unauthorized guitar solos during a school band performance against explicit rules that prohibited these actions. The results of the infraction, both students received an F in the band course. This grade impacted McCullen's Bill's ability to graduate with honors. The legal question here is, did the disciplinary actions violate due process rights and the impact on his grades? The Supreme Court established due process rights under Goss and Lopez in 1975. When disciplining students for their unauthorized actions, the minimum due process steps should be followed. One is notice, where the student must be informed of the charges against them. They need to understand the nature of the infraction, the violation of the rule, and the reason for the disciplinary action. Number 2, the student should be informed of evidence of the basis for the allegations against them. 3, they should be given the opportunity to be heard and present their side of the story and evidence or an explanation. And 4, be informed of the appeal process, which is their right to appeal the disciplinary action, giving them an opportunity to challenge the decision and ensure procedural fairness. When can discipline impact the student's grade? Can the discipline impact the grade in this scenario? When discipline impacts students' grades, due process laws ensure that the student is treated fairly and that their constitutional rights are upheld, protected by the 14th Amendment. These rights were shaped by the Supreme Court case Goss v. Lopez in 1975. The key principles include procedural due process, substantive due process. Therefore, schools can impose the discipline that can impact grades if the rules and consequences are clearly communicated. There's direct connection between the misconduct and academic performance. Due process procedures were followed, including notice, evidence, and opportunity to respond, and as well as given the right to appeal. While the student's defiance of the rules could justify some grade penalty, the decision to fail the students raises the question of fairness, proportionality, and whether due process was followed in this scenario. In scenario number 2, the teacher laptop was missing. The video camera footage showed that Jake was leaving the classroom near the time the laptop was last active. No other students were in the area. Jake was informed of the allegations and informed there was a video evidence, though it was not shown to him during the meeting as he requested. During the 40-minute conversation with Jake, he admitted to taking the laptop and disclosed its location at home. Jake's parents retrieved the laptop, which had been altered with software installations, re-imaging, and password resets. And the disciplinary action was for Jake was suspended for 10 days and recommended for long-term suspension for the remainder of the school year. He was allowed to continue his coursework at home. However, he was banned from prom, graduation, and other school events. Valco suggested Jack may face criminal charges. So, was Jake's due process rights violated in this scenario? Why not? Yes, both procedural due process and substantive due process was violated. Procedural due process violations were as follows. Jake was informed of the charges but was not shown the video evidence despite his request to see it. This was a violation of his right to defend himself against the accusation. Jake was given an opportunity He was not given the opportunity to meaningfully defend himself before being deprived of educational opportunities. Substantive due process violations were as follows. Jake's parents were notified of the disciplinary actions but were not provided with formal written notice of the scheduled hearing as required by school policy for long-term suspension, according to the school's code of conduct. Would you have handled the situation? How would you have handled the situation? Well, to begin, you would follow the school code of conduct procedures and adhere to the 14th Amendment due process laws that include providing formal written notice of the allegations and potential consequences to Jake and his parents. Schedule a hearing that will allow Jake and his parents to review the evidence, including the video recording. Provide the student with opportunities to defend themselves against the allegations. Provide parents with information on their right to appeal. Be sure to stick to the facts of the incident and avoid any type of coercion, so insinuating that you're going to involve police and so on and so forth is unfair and causes stress. And maintain clarity on discipline. Reference code of conduct and communicate the terms of the suspension. In addition, I would also provide emotional support for Jake and his family, as this, from what I read, was his first offense. So the stress of not meeting expectations and not being able to go to graduation could be extremely stressful. So that's it for this discussion post. Thank you.